Damn kangaroos taking over the world, man. Damn kangaroos. Anyway, okay. Abner Mares is a very exciting fighter. He's not known to be a knockout fighter or a knockout puncher, especially at 126 pounds. So, therefore, he's going to have to outwork Jesus Cuellar, because in my personal opinion, I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. I cover every single major fight live. I got Jesus Cuellar by KO. Abner Mares is good, but he's more of a guy who can beat you in the cards via, power punching, I guess. When you look at his last fight, which just so happened was for the WBA Super World, right? They skipped over Cuellar. Long story short, he was pissed. It was for the WBA Super World against Leo Santa Cruz and Abner Mares. Leo Santa Cruz since went on to fight Carl Frampton and lose to Carl Frampton, fighting Carl Frampton in a rematch. Now, well over a year later, right, he's getting another title shot for the WBA World that Jesus Cuellar has. Very complex situation, but, it's the WBA. But listen, the winner of this fight is likely going to go on to fight the winner of Leo Santa Cruz and Carl Frampton. And that would work both ways, because it would consolidate those two titles. Or one of them can go on and fight Gary Russell, or Lee Selby. So the opportunities out there are endless not endless, they're pretty vast at 126 pounds. The problem is, where does Abner Mares go from here if he loses? For example, when you look at Jesus Cuellar's record, Jonathan Oquendo, Victor Archinian was tagging him up at one point in time before he stopped. And remember, Victor Archinian hit him with a couple left hands. One left hand in particular had him, do a little dance backwards. What's the Superman? The Superman dance. Ruben Tamayo, you may remember Ruben Tamayo. He's he fought Gary Russell, and the reason why I remember his name is because this was around the time people were like, yo, Gary Russell just keep fighting nobody but tomato cans. And I remember Tamayo, and this was before he fought Vasil Lomachenko. When you look at Juan Manuel Lopez, well, when Juan gets knocked out, it's always ugly. It's like really, really ugly. He get knocked the fuck out. So of course in this fight he got knocked the fuck out. In his last fight, just so happened he won, but he ended up almost getting knocked out by a trainer guy. When you look at his last loss is actually on YouTube against Oscar Escandon. He was TKO'd in that fight. Now, he can be touched, but he's a consistent pressure power puncher who just keeps getting better, it seems, with each fight. So it's going to be interesting to see what Abner Mares can do, and also if Abner Mares will be able to sit on his punches to be able to give Jesus Cuellar something to keep him off of him, or is Abner Mares just going to have to work on not getting knocked out? Because remember, he likes to test his chin sometimes. Remember that in Selma Marino fight, where he almost got knocked out on the ropes before Jonathan Gonzalez got to him. So it's going to be really interesting to see what kind of fight Abner Mares is going to fight. Because in my opinion, he's got to either, that power at 126 has to show up, or, he's going to have to throw 1,000+ punches. Okay, I'm going to say 700+ punches. He's going to have to win off of activity. So, it's not really looking good for him, in my opinion, for this fight. It's not really looking good for him. And then also, he was having some issues with his eyes, man. So, I'm hoping, that everything is being done. I'm just saying. I'm hoping that everything is being... Oh, God. Let nobody tell me. I'm hoping everything is being done, legally and by the book, and he not just fighting for money, and somebody told him, yo, you shouldn't be fighting because your eye might be fucked up forever, bro. I just hope that's not the case. But it's a long week of boxing, a long weekend of boxing. I am in preparation. Saturday, December 10th is going to be a long day, starting at about 6 a.m. Eastern time with Joseph Parker versus Andrew Ruiz, and then we're going to be ending with Abner Mares, Jesus Cuellar, Terrence Crawford, John Molina, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., some Burstis guy. And it's going to be a long day, so please subscribe. All the links to my social media are right down below in the description box. If you are... Where's all this sound coming from? Shit just popping up off of everywhere. Anyway, if you would like to cover boxing or help out in any way in the Los Angeles area, this is a very serious venture. We're taking things, we're not taking things. Things are very, very serious. So if you want to go to boxing once a month, you want to go to boxing every week. I'm not going to say you're going to go to all events. I'm not going to say you're going to go all the major events. But, even if you want to just go to one boxing event a year, email me at editor@fightview360.com. That's EDITOR @fightview360.com. Your name, your location, a little bit about yourself, and a little bit about your boxing knowledge. Please subscribe, share, comment, like. TstreeT Controversy, TstreeT Controversy Live.